Kita ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taon pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Mainit at makabuluhang talakayan tungkol sa sports, kumpleto yan dito sa Power and Play. Mula sa mga paborito at naglalakihang atleta hanggang sa mga natatanging Pinoy sports figures na dapat nyong makilala. Ihahatid yan dito sa Power and Play.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa Pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino. Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy.
Iba't ibang paglalakbay sa tagumpay sa larangan ng sports. Yan po ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong umaga. E di paano? Bango na! Power and Play na! Power and Play with Noli Iyala. Isa pong magandang umaga sa inyo lahat, mga kapatid. Nagmumula po sa studios ng 1PH dito po sa TV5 Media Center. Ito po ang Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, there's more to our cars. Chooks to go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan, true religion where passion meets power, and smart. Live more today. Naku anong petsa na ba? Katapusan na pala ng buwan, mga kapatid. Ha? Kamusta po kayong lahat? Lahat po ng mga nanonood sa atin sa 1PH on Signal TV. Kamusta po kayong lahat dyan sa mga inyong mga tahanan and of course inyong mga tanggapan. Yung po mga nakikinig sa kanilang radyo, sa Radyo 5 92.3 True FM. Dito po tayo sa Totoo. Again, binabati po natin yung mga naglalakbay patungo sa kanilang mga probinsya o di kaya sa kanilang mga opisina o pauwi pa lamang o yung mga security guard na nakikinig sa atin. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. And of course, all over the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ito po ang Power and Play sa pamamagitan naman ng Facebook Live ng 1PH, ng Radyo 5 at ng Power and Play. Alam nyo po, kamusta po yung inyong ang inyong sahod? Sumahod na ba? Kasi kahapon Payday Friday. Alam naman natin pagka Payday Friday, baka hindi pa nakakauwi si Mister, ubos na. Ubos na ang sweldo. Sana naman hindi, at dahil malapit na po ang Kapaskuhan. Abay, mantakin ninyo, October na bukas. October 1 na bukas. Ilang araw na lamang bago magpasko. Bilangin natin. Sa tingin ko, mga 80 plus days na lang. Wala na pong 100 araw. Kaya yung mga aginaldo, dahan-dahan na po natin pag-ipunan yan. Ayusin po natin ang pagpaplano ng ating mga sahod dahil malapit na nga ang Kapaskuhan. At sana nga kahit papano maging masaya ang ating Pasko. Pinag-uusapan po yung kagabi. O nga pala, bago ako magpatuloy, gusto ko lang pong batiin ng isang maligayang bati. Happy birthday sa aking matalik na kaibigan, Eastern Samar Governor Ben Evardone. Happy birthday, pare. Ang saya nung celebration kagabi, and of course marami po tayong nakasama doon. Kasama na, of course, ang ating partner, si Elmer Ngo ng Cherry Loom. Good morning, paring Elmer. And of course, ang batikang host at komentarista, si Conrad Banal. Magandang umaga, paring Conrad. At ang isa pang veterano at alamat pagdating sa radyo, si Mayor Lakay Deo Macalma. Magandang umaga, paring Deo. And of course, the rest ng mga dumalo kagabi, nandun po si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Nakasama rin po natin sila Senator J.V. Ejercito at si Senator Bongo at marami pang iba mula sa Eastern Samar. Again, happy birthday, Governor Ben Ivardoni. Talking about birthday, gusto ko rin batiin bago tayo magsimula dito ng isang happy birthday si paring Romel Sitin ng Cherry Tigo. Happy birthday, paring Romel. I hope you had a very good one. Of course, alam nyo po, ang ating tema ngayong araw na to ay ang paglalakbay patungo sa tagumpay sa iba't ibang antas ng palakasan. Iba ho yan eh. Pero ang sakripisyo ng isang atleta ay pare-pareho lamang. Ngayon po dun sa 19th Asian Games dyan sa Hangzhou, China, naku medyo talagang nahihirapan po tayo na mapantayan yung ating nagawa doon sa Indonesia noong 2018. Sa kasalukuyan, wala pa pong gintong medalya ang Pilipinas makaraan ng mahigit 1 linggo na. Diyan po sa China. At tayo po'y naghahanap pa rin at napakarami na pong mga atleta natin na atin dapat ay inaasahan na makakakuha ng medalya ay nalalaglag na po sa karera. Ang isa na dyan ay ang ating Olympian at silver medalist na si Nesty Petesio na natalo po kahapon kontra sa isang boksingero galing ng Chinese Taipei. Kaya po yung ating inaasahan na boxing team na tayo po'y merong 9 na boksingero, 6 ang nalaglag na po at 3 na lamang ang naghahabol ng medalya para sa bansa at ng lugar para po makapasok sa Paris Olympics. Dahil ito pong Asian Games ay qualifier para sa susunod na taon dun po sa Olympics sa Paris. Ang naiwan na lamang ng mga boksingero ay 3. Yan po ay ang ating Olympians na sila Carlo Paalam, Yumir Marshall at yung bagong boksingero si John Marvin. Kaya po pagdasal po natin, 3 na lamang yung ating pag-asa sa boxing na ating inaasahan sana na makakakuha ng medalya. Of course, mamayang gabi po, lalaban na ang ating golden boy ng track and field, ang ating pinakamalaking tsansa na makakuha ng gintong medalya sa Asian Games. Si EJ Obiena po ay lalaban na mamaya mga ganap na alas 7 ng gabi dun po sa track and field sa pole vault event. Si EJ Obiena po yan. Mamaya pa ating pong suportahan, pagdasal at panoorin ang ating kababayang si EJ Obiena. Mamaya rin po ang laban ng ating koponan, yung Pilipinas. Mamaya rin po yan. Nasa quarterfinals na rin sila at ang kalaban naman nila ay ang mga taga-Japan, world rank number 8. Kaya malaki pong hamon ito para sa ating mga kababaihan. Pero again, as we always say, lalaban ang ating mga atleta. Of course, nanalo na po ng iba't ibang medalya ang iba nating mga atleta. Pero patuloy po ang paglalakbay sa tagumpay. At yan po ang ating magiging tema ngayon. Mamaya po, isa dun sa mga nanalo ng medalya. In fact, siya ang kauna-unahan na nanalo ng bronze medal para sa Philippine team. Unang medal dito sa 19th Asian Games ay ating pong makakapanayam mamaya, si Patrick King Flores, ang ating pong makakasama mamaya. Isa pa pong paglalakbay sa tagumpay na ating pakikinggan ay ang paglalakbay ng Batang Gilas at mismong head coach nila, si Coach Josh Reyes, ang ating pong nakapanayam at ating pong ihahatid mamaya yung ating interview na yan dun sa naging makasaysayan nilang pagbabalik sa World Cup sa susunod na taon sa FIBA Under-17. And finally, dahil magbubukas na po ang UAAP Season 86 ngayong araw na ito. Opo, bukas na po ang collegiate season muli. Ating pong makakausap mamaya-maya mismo ang head coach ng host school ng Season 86, ang University of the East Red Warriors, si Coach Jack Santiago, para po kamustahin ang kanyang koponan and of course, ang magiging takbo ng Season 86 ngayong taon na to. So marami po tayong pag-uusapan, kaya dyan lang po kayo. Kunin nyo na po ang inyong kape at sabayan kami ng almusal sa ating pong pambungad na Sports Weekly Highlights.
Power and Play with Com Noli Iyala.
Asian Games update tayo. Twin bronze ang iuuwi ni Alex Ayala sa kanyang debut sa Asiad. Nakuha yan ng tennis sensation sa women's singles kung saan pumalag siya kay world number 23 Zhang Qinwen ng China sa semis bago natalo sa 3 set. May bronze din ang 18-year-old athlete sa mixed doubles kasama si veteran Francis Nino Alcantara. Congratulations Alex and Nino, well done para sa ating tennis team. First medals ng isang Pinay in 61 years mga kapatid, at 16 years naman or 17 years since huli tayong nanalo ng isang tennis medal sa Asian Games. Sa wushu naman, nakuha ng Pilipinas ang pinakauna nitong silver na siniguro ni Arnel Mandal. Nakuha yan ng 27-year-old fighter sa 56 kg men's sanda. Umabot sa finals ang pambato ng Pinas pero natalo siya kay Zhang Haidong ng China 2-0. Congratulations Arnel sa ating unang silver medal. Nakaranas naman ng heartbreaks ang mga Olympians ng bansa. Ito po yung binabanggit ko kanina. Si Marjeline Didal na may iniindang injury, bigong madepensahan ang kanyang gold sa skateboarding. Sa 8th place nagtapos si Didal sa finals. Si Nesty Petesio nalaglag sa round of 16 ng 57 kg sa boxing. Nalaglag si Petesio sa likod ng 4-1 natalo kontra Lin Yuting ng Chinese Taipei. Gilas update naman, unbeaten parehas ang men's at women's squad sa 5-on-5. Huling biktima ng men's team ang Thailand 87-72. Habang ang Gilas women 2-0 na rin matapos tambakan ng Hong Kong. May tag-isa pang laro ang dalawang squad bago magsimula ang knockout stages. At speaking of knockout games, nakagawa na naman ng kasaysayan ng Pilipinas matapos makapasok sa knockout quarterfinals sa una nilang sabak sa Asiad. Matindi-tinding hamon ang makakaharap ng Pilipinas dahil world number 8 Japan ang kanilang susunod na kakalabanin. Mamaya na po ang laban ng Pilipinas kaya wag niyong palalampasin yan mamaya po sa Signal TV. At yan po ang buod na mga balita sa Sports Weekly Highlights. Again, ang isa pa pong binabanggit ko po kanina ay ang ating pagtutok sa ating kababayang si EJ Obiena. Mamaya po yan, mga 7:05 ang laro po ni EJ Obiena, ang ating pag-asa, pinakamalaking pag-asang makakuha ng gold medal sa Hangzhou. Doon naman sa mga mahihilig po sa Ryder Cup or sa golf. Ang Ryder Cup po ay nagsimula na dyan sa Roma, sa Italia. Kung saan sa kasalukuyan ay update ko po kayo nangunguna ang Europe 6.5 to 1.5 after the first day sessions po. Yung pong foursomes at 4 balls. Yung mga mahihilig sa golf ay maiintindihan po yan. Pero again, nagpapakita po ng lakas ang Europa kontra sa Team USA. Pero pinag-usapan natin ang Asian Games. Siyempre, ang tutok pa rin ng ating mga kababayan ay ang Gilas Pilipinas kung saan wala pa pong talo ang koponan ni Coach Tim Cone. So far, napakaganda ng kanilang paglalaro. Mas maganda ang rebounding, mas maganda po ang ikot ng bola, and of course, yung shooting ng ating mga players. Si CJ Perez, mahusay ang ipinapakita kontra doon sa kanyang nagawa doon sa World Cup. And of course, si Ange Kwame has been a big revelation once again sa kanyang laro as a big man. Pero syempre, ang ating inaasahan, si Noypi Justin Brownlee na siyang nangunguna sa ating koponan Gilas Pilipinas. Kaya po, ito ang ating pupulsuhan ngayong araw pong ito sa Pulso ng Bayan, hatid sa inyo ng M2 Tea Drinks with malunggay, okra, and luya. Drink your gulay and fuel up on energy with M2 Tea Drink, your natural source of electrolytes. Ito po ang ating pupulsuhan ngayong umagang ito. Ano po ang nagugustuhan ninyo sa paglalaro ng Gilas Pilipinas sa Asian Games sa Hangzhou? Ulitin ko po yan ha. Ano po, meron ba ho kayo nakikitang pagbabago, pagkakaiba dun sa kanilang naging laro? At ano po ang inyong nagugustuhan ngayong sila ay nasa Asian Games? Again, kung gusto niyo po makisama sa ating huntahan, mag-post lamang po sa aking Twitter account or yung X account. Ika nga ha. At Noli Iyala o di kaya sa aming pong Facebook page ng Power and Play. At meron po tayong ipamimigay ng mga M2 tea drink with malunggay, okra, and luya courtesy of Nature Earth. Maraming salamat po. Mamaya babasahin natin ang inyong mga komentaryo. Alright, hindi pa tayo nagtatapos sa pamimigay ng mga premyo syempre dito sa Power and Play mula sa Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. Joyride Super App, of course, para sa MC Delivery o sa delivery ninyo, sa MC Taxi, Joyride Car at sa Joyride Taxi. Napakadali lamang po para manalo ng 1,000 pesos JR Pay wallet credits. I-download lamang ang latest version ng Joyride Super App. Kuhanan ng screenshot ang app's home screen. Isama nyo po yung inyong pangalan at ipadala ang screenshot sa Power and Play FB page via private message. Isama nyo po ang inyong buong pangalan at registered mobile number at kami po ipipili ng 5 mananalo ng 1,000 pesos JR Pay wallet credits na ilalagay sa inyong account para po magamit sa delivery, sa motorcycle taxi at sa Joyride Car. Mamaya po aming i-announce ang mananalo. Hindi pa po nagtatapos dyan. Ang Joyride ay namimigay pa rin ng Joyride Limited Edition Aqua Flask. Naku, napakaganda po yan at napaka-handy, napaka-importante ngayong minsan umiinit at kayo po'y naglalakad. Naku, napakaganda po ng Joyride Limited Edition Aqua Flask. Simple lamang para manalo niyan. Pagkatapos nyo ma-download yung aming super app, mag-book po kayo ng Joyride MC Taxi or Joyride Car, ha? At kuhanan nyo po o kumuha po kayo ng isang creative picture kasama ng inyong rider, ha? Pati po yung rider, ha, doon sa mga Joyride nating mga kasundo bikers, mananalo din kayo ng Aqua Flask simula po ngayon, ha? At yan pong litratong yan, ipadala ninyo sa Power and Play Facebook page at kami po isama nyo po yung hashtag of the week at pipili po kami ng mananalo na i-anunsyo namin the following Saturday. At ang ating hashtag of the week ngayong linggong ito ay ito po, hashtag JoyridePH. Simple ha, hashtag JoyridePH. Isama nyo po yun sa litrato at amin pong pipili po kami dun, at mananalo po kayo ng Aqua Flask Limited Edition ng Joyride. Kasama na rin ha, yung biker. Alright mga kapatid, we are ready to roll. Siyempre, simulan na po natin ang huntahan ngayong umagang ito sa ating paboritong Fast Take.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
At ang Fast Take ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo. There's more to our cars. At ngayong araw pong ito medyo solo act ang ating pong bisita na kasama po natin sa Fast Take. At siya rin po ay first timer. First timer dito sa Power and Play ha. Siya po ay mula sa Inquirer Sports. Walang iba kung hindi si Romel Fuentes. Magandang umaga, Romel.
Noli, magandang umaga po at maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat.
Niyo ako sa programa nyo.
Maraming salamat at pinanlakan mo kami at nagising ka ngayong umagang ito. Marami tayong pag-usapan pero before that, lalong-lalo na sa mga kaganapan sa sports and of course sa basketball. But I wanna ask you, recently nagkaroon ng malaking trade dyan sa NBA kung saan, napunta yung superstar na si Damian Lillard ng Portland Trail Blazers nalipat doon sa Milwaukee Bucks na dating kampiyon at of course alam natin ang star doon ay si Giannis Antetokounmpo. Romel, anong tingin mo dito sa trade ito? ito ba ay magtutulak na sa Milwaukee bilang talagang pinakamalakas na koponan na may chance manalo ng NBA ngayong season na to?
Yes, when you get multi-time all-star like Damian Lillard, of course, panalo ka na kagad sa trade. No matter who you get, when you receive someone na who has given his all for Portland and who has really made a name for himself in the NBA, siguro kahit ilang picks man ibigay mo, ilang role players man ibigay mo, automatically panalo ka sa trade na ganun.
Oo, and of course maraming na involved doon sa trade na yon. Kasama na rin yung third team na Phoenix Suns kung saan nilipat si DeAndre Ayton patungo sa Portland. Now, yan ang mga trade na gusto natin nakikita. Very creative, Romel. And obviously, that's something na sana nangyayari din sa ating mga local leagues, lalong-lalo na ng PBA. Because again, we talk about parity and obviously yan ang rason kung bakit dapat talagang pantay na pantay ang trades. Of course, recently, si Maverick Ahan Misi, napunta sa Ginebra. Again, what do you think of that trade? If you look at it from a general perspective, yan ba ay malaking bagay para sa Ginebra also, Romel?
Of course, kasi as we all know, medyo Ginebra has been known to boast their guards eh. Pero kasi now, parang numinipis na sila dun sa position na yun. Of course, with LA Tenorio being sick. And we're so glad and happy na naka-recover na si LA sa kanyang life-threatening sickness. Pero again, ayun nga, numinipis na sila sa point guard position. Pero in return naman, they had a very good player in the form of Mav Anmisi. Of course, si Anmisi naman kasi, he had a breakout season with Converge noong Governor's Cup. And even before then, he's been showing glimpses of his scoring. So para bang, when it comes to Ginebra, you lose a star, but you gain a star at the same time.
Tama.
And nasabi mo kanina, na parity should be the name of the game. Unfortunately, hindi siya nangyari sa ibang teams. But I hope, yung nakita natin sa Ginebra na ganung equality when it comes to losing and gaining players, sana ay mangyari din sa other teams sa PBA.
Well, again, we're looking forward, of course, to the PBA season and hopefully, yung mga bagong players ay makatulong sa kanilang mga bagong teams. Alright, we're ready for mga issues natin ngayong umaga sa Fast Take. Simple-simple lamang, walang tama, walang mali. Ang opinion mo ang mahalaga, Romel. And of course, bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, huwag magagalit. You have 1 minute to answer the issues. And we begin with the first one, patungkol sa Asian Games. So far, ito ang tanong natin. Although tayo'y medyo nangungulila pa, naghahanap pa rin ng mga medalya at medyo dumadating in trickles, ika nga. So far, sinong Pinoy athlete ang nagpamangha sa iyo sa Asian Games? I'll give you 1 minute, Romel. Go!
So far right now, my answer is straight and simple, Yumir Marshall. Sa mga hindi po nakakaalam, Yumir is competing in the light heavyweight division sa ating Asian Games. And dating back noong Tokyo Olympics, hindi naman talaga yan ang division yan ni Yumir. He's been a middleweight for God knows how long. That's his comfort zone. And heading into this continental meet, kailangan mo magdagdag ng 5 kilograms at the very least. So, dun pa lang mahirap na yung kailangan mo magdagdag ng weight. But to actually win your matches in convincing fashion, that's something that really caught my attention and my eye. Yumir Marshall is arguably one of our best boxing products in years.
Well, hindi yan nakakasurpresa, but of course, adding weight is something else. And alam naman natin, professional na rin si Yumir. And nakakatakot yung kanyang gagawin sapagkat ang kanyang haharapin mga natural light heavyweights na maaaring, sabi nga niya, hindi naman yan ang kanyang natural na timbang, kaya malaking hamon talaga to sa ating Olympian. And as I said kanina sa ating opening, iilan na lamang ang mga boksingero nating naiiwan, tatatlo na lamang yan. And remember, this is a qualifier for the Olympics, kaya yung mga natalo katulad ni Nesty Petesio will have to go through another circuitous route para makapasok sa Paris. But we're still hoping that ang natitira nating boksingero kasama na si Yumir ay makapasok at manalo para sa ating bansa. Alright, second issue of the morning. Ito ay dahil nga so far iisa pa lamang na silver ang ating inahabol. a handful of bronze medals, including a couple of medals from Alex Ayala at ng tennis team. So ang tanong, Romel, anong prediction mo sa mga natitira pa nating atleta sa Asian Games? 1 minute, Romel. Go!
Welcome, first of all, parang hindi na surprise to kasi this prediction has been given a lot of times na by a lot of writers then such as myself. And I think that EJ Obiena, if not a podium finish, he would win gold. There's a reason why he's one of the best pole vaulters in the world today. Of course, binoboast natin siya in international competition. So I think he's either gonna get a podium finish or gold. Of course, Yomir and Carlo Paalam, they're still in contention. I think they would do a podium finish as well. Gilas Pilipinas, na-mention mo kanina na maganda yung takbo ng bola when it comes under Tim Cone. So I think mahirap man and mukhang malabo man sa ngayon, pero I think Gilas could pull off a podium finish as well as Gilas Women's, of course.
Wow! Bold prediction para sa Gilas Pilipinas, and we are all hoping for that na magdilang anghel ka, Romel. Kasi alam naman natin ang hamon para sa ating national team. But you're right, EJ Obiena obviously is our best hope, and I expect no less than a gold. Of course, EJ does as well, and alam ko yan dahil nakausap natin siya. And I'm certain that he will be in his best version today sa kanyang laban. Kaya po pagdasal natin. Of course, we're still hoping na makakuha tayo ng ating 4 na gold medals na nagawa natin noong 2018. But the weightlifters are still there, of course. Sila Vanessa Sarno. We have a few other potentials that can hopefully make it sa podium. But at the end of the day, yung paglalakbay patungo sa tagumpay, napakahirap. Ang importante talaga is just ibigay nila ang lahat, and of course the sacrifice ay ating gantimpalaan sa ating suporta. Alright, third and final issue of the morning, it is the opening of the collegiate season ng UAAP Season 86. At alam naman natin na ang defending champions Ateneo may not be as solid as they were in the last few years. Aminado dyan si Coach Tab Baldwin. At nakikita natin yung mga kuponang katulad ng UP, ng NU, ng Lasal, and even maybe a dark horse like UST that nagpalakas. So, ang tanong, ano ang pinaka-aabangan mo sa Season 86 ng UAAP, Romelo? 1 minute, go!
You just have to love a good underdog story. And I think we're going to get just that with the UST Growling Tigers this season. Na-mention mo nga na when you talk about UST at this time, they're dark horses. Kasi it seems like they're going back to the glory days with the return of Coach Pido Harencio. But not just Coach Pido, kasi if Nick Cabanero had an amazing season last year, I think he would have a more stellar one this season. At the same time, the Growling Tigers added a stellar rookie in the form of former Arellano standout SJ Moore. I think their backcourt tandem would be a threat to almost every team in the UAAP. But again, you mentioned Ateneo and UP are still the team to beat. They were the finalists for a reason, kahit na hindi ganoon ka-expected ang Ateneo. But what I'm expecting for the UAAP in general is just good collegiate basketball all around.
Well, it's always that way. Raw basketball at its best. And kaya naman talagang inaabangan at kinagigiliwan ng napakaraming fans. It will be a very exciting Season 86. Wide open race. I still think UP should be one of the favorites for the title. Alam mo, kausap ko si Coach Tab Baldwin. In fact, he said, I'm not even very sure about this opening game against NU. Sabi niya, I'm not very confident when I asked him a couple of days ago. So, it will be very interesting. Ang daming mga contenders. You have NU that has really picked up. You have Adamson. Andyan pa rin, of course, ang University of the East. And, of course, ang Lasal will always be a perennial contender. But, as you said, it is the collegiate season. And let's enjoy basketball at its purest level. Romel, maraming salamat. It was really nice hearing all of your thoughts about all of the issues that we have thrown at you. And sana wag kang magsawa at maulit ka dito sa Fast Take. Maraming salamat, Romel.
Maraming salamat po, Com Nolly.
Mga kaibigan, Romel Fuentes from Enquirer Sports. Again, ang ating mga bagong mga sports scribes, mga sports media, always support them. Yung basahin niyo po lahat ng kanilang mga ginagawa because very interesting pieces in all of their platforms and organizations. Alright mga kapatid, before we take a break, isa muna pong paalala mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Giga Life app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Giga Life app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live more today. Sa ating pong pagbabalik ang ating makakapanayam, ang head coach ng University of the East Red Warriors, ang host school this year ng Season 86, si Coach Jack Santiago. Ito po ang Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Chooks to Go, True Religion at ng Smart. Ang oras po natin, 8:32 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by M2 Tea Drink with Malunggay, Okra, and Luya, your natural source of electrolytes.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Sherry. Masarap. Malinis. Friendly store crew. At higit sa lahat, healthy. Ang bawat manok ay laki sa alaga, hindi sa gamot. Garantisado, zero antibiotics. And that's the Chooks experience. Kaya mag-Chooks to stay na. Dito lang sa Chooks.
Pinarangalan ng PMAP bilang Radio Station of the Year. Radyo 5, True FM.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Totoong abot na abot ang True FM saan man panig ng Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. Basta may Pilipino. Sundan at ilike ang Radyo 5 True FM sa Facebook, TikTok, Instagram at sa X o Twitter. Dito na tayo sa totoo. True FM, tunay na kapatid. Maaasahan sa radyo at online.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taon pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Na-miss mo ba ang game kagabi? Gusto mo bang malaman ang latest happening sa sports? Like and follow us on social media. Pwede mo nang balik-balikan ang mga paborito mong games anytime, kahit saan. At pwede mo nang i-share sa tropa. Dito lang tayo sa nag-iisang go-to tambayan ng lahat at One Sports PHL on social media.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taon pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Pinarangalan ng PIMA bilang Radio Station of the Year. Radyo 5, True FM.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taon pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Broadcasting from the Radyo 5 studios in Reliance Street, Mandaluyong City, in Mega Manila. 25,000 watts of true broadcast quality. Mas pinalakas, mas pinalawak, mas pinalinaw na tunog ng AM sa FM. Ito ang 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Mayang buntag, kaninyong tanan dyan po sa Cebu City. Gusto ko pong batiin lahat, lalong-lalo na yung mga nanood noong last Sunday, noong 2023 Chooks to Go FIBA 3x3 World Tour Cebu Masters. Naku, napakaganda po nung laban na ginanap dun sa SM Seaside City, Cebu. Kung saan yung kumpunan po ng Pilipinas umabot hanggang knockout stage. Natalo lamang tayo dun sa top-seeded na team from Serbia. At yung pong finals, napakagandang laban dahil na-upset yung Serbia. World rank number 1, yung Serbia po. Ang tumalo sa kanila ay Team USA at nagtuloy-tuloy na po yung Team USA. Tinalo nila ang Vienna for the championship. Yung Team USA po featured Jimmer Fredette, yung dating NBA veteran ng Sacramento Kings. And a son of Rick Barry, si Canyon Barry. But it was a very nice event. A lot of good players, a lot of good teams. And congratulations again sa Chooks to Go for a very, very successful World Tour Cebu Masters. Congratulations sa inyong lahat. Alright, talking about competitions. Ngayon pong araw na to magbubukas na ang Season 86 ng UAAP. Ito po ay matagal na nating hinintay dahil matagal-tagal din tayong nangulila sa basketball mula sa college division. And ang host school this year ay ang University of the East Red Warriors with their theme of fueling your passion. Yata kanilang this year para sa UAAP. At kasama po natin ngayon Fueling the Future pala ang kanilang tema ngayong season pong ito. Kasama po natin ngayon para kamustahin ang UE Red Warriors. Walang iba kung hindi ang kanilang head coach na si Coach Jack Santiago. Magandang umaga, Coach Jack.
Good morning, Kumis. Long time no see.
Long time no see talaga ba? You're looking good, Coach Jack. Mukhang kondisyon pa rin.
Thank you. Medyo tumatakbo pa rin konti.
Iyan ang importante habang tayo ay lahat tumatanda. Coach Jack, alam mo, matagal-tagal din kayong nabakante. Alam naman natin yan after the UAAP. But of course, you joined some off-season tournaments. And in fact, nanalo kayo sa Taiwan last July from what I have read. Kamusta ang off-season build-up ng Red Warriors, Coach Jack? Satisfied ka ba?
Opo, yes po, Commissioner. We got some recruits this season and hopefully lang po maging maganda lang po yung takbo ng team with the new players po.
Noong panahon na bago nitong season natin, saan-saan kayo nakapaglaro at ano ang thoughts mo sa pagganda ng laro ng iyong team?
Well, of course, malaking bagay po sa amin yung off-season tournament natin kasi marami po sa amin yung mga nawalang players. Nag-graduate na po sila. Some nagpunta po sa pro. So, definitely po, malaking tulong po sa amin yung break. And we almost join all the tournament po, the off-season tournament. Like mga UCBL, Pinoy Liga, the Field Oil, and recently nga po we joined the tournament in Taiwan.
Oo, kung saan nanalo kayo doon, and very important build-up para sa UE Red Warriors. Coach, 5-9 ang naging record nyo last season. Hindi masama considering saan kayo nanggaling, and of course the build-up na ginagawa mo. You're on your third year with the team. Pang-anim kayo last season and almost kumakatok kayo doon sa Final Four. When you look back sa team mo, what are the areas of concern na finocus mo during the off-season? Ano yung gusto mong mga parte ng laro ng team na pwede pang palakasin?
Well, of course, yung ceiling namin kasi we all know the other teams naman that they got a lot of big guys. So last season kasi when we look at the stats every game, laging doon kami na natatalo sa mga rebounding aspects na. So right now talagang we focus on the building our yung mga big man namin. Para makakompete kami dun sa shaded lane. Because we have a lot of teams na makakalaban na talagang malalaki sila.
Malalaki, oo.
Yeah.
Well, sabi mo nga kanina, marami sa veterano mo ang nawala. In fact, yung core ng starting unit mo ay nawala. Yung Paranada Brothers, nawala. Both Nico and Kyle, nawala si Gani Stevens, and of course si Luis Villegas, yung mythical 5 member mo. Coach, gaano kalaking bagay yun? Na-setback ba yung growth ng team, yung pag-unlad, or ito naman ay nakocompensate mo?
Well, right now po kasi we have a new recruits po ngayon. Hopefully lang mag-step up din sila dun sa nawalang position nila Luis. Luis Gani, of course, malaking bagay po sa amin yun. And also
anong mamimiss mo sa kanila, coach, yung sa dalawang yun in terms of nagagawa nila sa court?
Well, of course, number one, especially si Luis po, yung leadership niya dun sa loob.
Leadership.
Siya, veterano na pong maglaro si Luis, and talagang he's a team man. But of course, ngayon po, I'm very confident na with my new lineup, especially si Abdul Sawato, who's playing his last year na this season, and being the captain ball, nag-step up siya as a leader sa team namin. And I think he will be a good leader out there.
What do you want to see from Abdul Sawat, coach? Alam natin na sabi mo nga veterano to in his last year. Step by step din ang progression ni Abdul. Ano ang inaasahan mo sa kanya this season na mabibigay niya na hindi niya nabigay last year?
Well, aside from the leadership na kailangan namin sa kanya, yung opensa niya. Kasi he's playing the number 4 guy, but not all the number 4 guy can shoot outside. So Abdul can shoot outside, and also he can penetrate going strong to the basket. So it will help the team because at least magkakaroon ng luluwag yung opensa namin.
May mga na-pick up ka rin na mga very impressive credentials na full Americans, including si Jack Cruz Dumont. Ano ang impressions? Ano ba ang pwede nating abangan dito kay Dumont, Coach?
Well, si Jack po kasi, Commissioner, he's not I would not consider him as a rookie because he already graduated in college. So, medyo veterano na rin po siya maglaro. And he came from a good, kumbaga, yung bloodline niya. He's the son of the former NBA player.
Yes.
Yung si Dumont. Yeah,
Oo.
so he's a good player also. And also we have Ethan Galang also.
Oo.
He's a good player also, Commissioner.
Yung si Devin Fikes, ano mo nga sa amin, paki-introduce mo sa amin, ano ba ang nakita mo dito sa batang ito?
Well, si Devin po kasi, Commissioner, remember nung nagkaroon po ng MBTC dito last couple of months ago. So nakita ko po siya he's with the Toronto team. And nakita ko po yung potential niya. And he's fresh graduate from high school. So technically po mag-i-improve pa po siya dahil 5 years to play po siya kung titingnan natin.
In terms of your import, Coach, kamusta ang paglalaro at sa tingin mo ba makakasabay siya sa mga mas mabibigat at mas veteranong mga imports?
Well, si Precious po kasi he's been practicing with us for I think 5 months already. And nakaka-adapt naman po siya dun sa system namin. And I would say he's still raw. Bata po kasi siya. He's only like 18 years old. But 6'9 po siya. I mean, 6'9 is 6'9. Kung at least makakatulong po siya sa ilalim. Yeah.
Oo. Bata pa pala to, si Precious Manoe. Batang-bata. Ha?
Yes po, first year college po siya. So 5 years po siya maglalaro yan sa team.
Wow. Oo. Well, in that sense, Coach, nakikita ko parang marami kang mga bago. Although sabi mo yung kagaya ni si Jack, hindi naman talaga rookie yan, and then you have a lot of additional pickups. Sino sa tingin mo sino nakikita mo magkakaroon ng parang breakout season naman para sa iyong mga players na nanggaling from last year?
Well, I would say, Commissioner, si Remogat po. Si Noy Remogat. He's a rookie last season, but nakitaan na rin po natin siya ng potential. And I think this year will be a big season for him.
Mahirap ba? Nahihirapan ba ang UE to recruit, Coach Jack? Kasi alam naman natin na ang labanan sa collegiate basketball ay recruitment. And alam naman natin pagdating sa recruitment, kailangan meron kang resources. Ikaw, sabihin na lang natin ganon. Hindi lamang network kung hindi resources para makakuha ng player. Ang UE ba nahihirapan? Ikaw ba personally nahihirapan ka mag-recruit?
Yes po, Commissioner. Sobrang hirap po.
Bakit, Coach? Ano ang nagiging problema?
Well, let's face it po kasi sabi niyo nga po, it includes resources. So alam naman po natin na we have a lot of competitions dito po, especially the big, yung 3 teams or the 3 schools. Of course, talagang medyo marami po sa kanilang, I would say, sponsors at tumutulong. So hindi po kagaya dito po sa UE. It's only the school and help from the sister company, which is the Lushutan Group. So talagang medyo limited po yung aming resources. That's why if you notice po, Commissioner, nandun po kami, nagko-concentrate po kami to get players from outside the country.
Oo nga. Oo.
Dito po sa atin kasi, let's face it, pag po dito ka titingin ng mga players, kumbaga nasa high school pa lang ho, nakakommit na dun sa mga
Oo nga.
so
Oo.
it's so hard. It's so
Oo.
hard. And I would say we are so blessed that nakakuha po kami ng mga players from other yung mga Philams po na hindi po masyadong ano po yung mga resources. Siguro they want to prove themselves lang po na to play here and somehow to be recognized in the PBA after that playing years po nila.
At this point, Coach, opening na tayo mamaya, anong pinakamalaki mong concern para sa team mo?
Well, I'm very confident with my players right now. But of course, kailangan po natin makita yan sa actual game. Marami po, kayo po, Commissioner, you've been in the basketball for so many years, no? Marami po talaga tayo mga players na tingin natin na magaling. Pero pagdating po sa actual game, medyo nadidisappoint tayo. Hindi pala siya ganun. At least, kailangan po talaga makita natin talaga po sa actual game, especially in the UAP. There's a lot of good players also, and including the crowd. So, hindi po natin alam kung paano po nila i-accept yung challenge, Jess.
Oo. Iba talaga ang atmosphere pagdating sa college basketball dahil napakalaki ng suporta ng mga estudyante at napakalaki naman ang pressure din ng mga alumni. Kaya minsan...
Sinabi niyo po yun. Totoo po yun, Commissioner.
Oo. Mas magagaling pa mag-coach minsan ang alumni sa tingin nila.
Totoo po yun.
Talking about pressure, Coach, kayo ang host this year. Kayo ang host ng UAAP Season 86. Ito ba, dagdag pressure sa iyo? Nasabihan ka ba ng management ng UE na, uy, kailangan naman natin magpakita ng konti ngayon? Meron ba ganon? Pressure ba kayo?
Well, of course, Commissioner, ako, naging ano ko to naging aral to kay Coach Franz, ano? Sabi nga niya lagi sa amin, in life, there is always pressure.
Tama.
Sa buhay ng tao, talaga kasama natin yung pressure na yan.
Yeah.
But I think we should embrace lang that pressure. And regarding naman po sa school, well, everybody naman po wants to be in the Final Four.
Yes.
But ang ano po namin, I don't want to put pressure dun sa mga bata. But ang ating pong main goal ngayon is just to improve lang po yung last win-loss standing namin. We ended up 5-9. So we want just make it 6 or 7 wins. Hopefully, that standing will get us into the Final Four.
I think if you hit 6 games or 6 wins or might already put you in a playoff at I think 7 malamang yan pasok na kayo sa Final Four. So magandang goal yan para sa team. You are playing UST ngayong araw na ito. Maraming talks about UST na nagpalakas sila, may mga na-pick up silang mga bagong player, and of course yung suporta ngayon nagbago, plus of course si Coach Pido Harencio. Kamusta? How do you like your matchup sa UST? Ano ang pinakamalaking pinaghahandaan mo against the Growling Tigers?
Well, honestly, Commissioner, medyo wala po kaming idea dun sa team ni Coach Pido ngayon because the whole 10 months talagang tinago po ni Coach Pido yung team niya. He never join any off-season tournament, no? But of course, knowing Coach Pido that he's a winning coach, also a veteran coach, so for sure they will come out with a lot of surprises. And aside from that, yun nga po, marami rin po siya nakuhang mga new recruits and also the veterans like Cabanyero and the import of UST. So definitely po, it will be an exciting game po mamaya.
Meron ka bang tema para sa yung team kung yung pre-game talk mo? Anong pinaka-theme mo mamaya sa locker room?
Well, lagi ko lang po naman sinasabi na just play your game. We will come here as one unit. Wala naman tayong iwanan dito. So, just play your game and do the instruction, follow the instruction. Yun lang po yung lagi ko pinasabi sa mga bata.
Well, Coach Jack, alam mo, excited na ako na magsimula ang UAP. Of course, lahat tayo mga fans ng collegiate basketball ay masayang-masaya na nagbabalik na uli ang Season 86. Eksaktong-sakto ang tema this year or ang theme ng Season 86, Fueling the Future. I think that's exactly what UE is doing. Talagang building for the future. And I can see no better person sa'yo. Dahil napakaganda ng programang ginagawa mo dyan, and I certainly wish you all the best. Sana makuha mo ang iyong mga goals ngayong season na ito. Good luck, Coach Jack, at all the best sa UE Red Warriors.
Thank you, Commissioner, and see you soon.
See you. Magkita tayo sa game mamaya. Alright.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat. Mga kaibigan, ang head coach ng UE Red Warriors. Wala pa kayong mga kamay dyan? Yan. Si Coach Jack Santiago. Naku, magandang alam niyo po, ang UE last year overachieving yan. Walang nag-akala na yung record nila kanila maabot, pero kita niyo po nagawa ni Coach Jack ngayong taon na to syempre bago na yung mga player. Malay mo may makita na naman silang katulad ni Luis Villegas na napakagaling. Hopefully talagang maging very competitive ang UE Red Warriors ngayong season na to. Alright, before we take a break, silipin muna natin po ang mga viral videos at pop culture sa mundo ng palakasan sa Stop and Pop.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Ang titulo ng ating video ngayong araw pong ito sa Stop and Pop ay Deja Vu in Reverse. Panoorin niyo po ito Bida rito ang ating mga Filipinas. Nakagol si Sara Egisvik kontra Myanmar mula sa isang accurate header pass ni Sarina Bolden. Ganda ng pasang yan, ano? Kung matatandaan niyo po, si Egisvik ang pumasa kay Bolden sa makasaysayang goal sa FIFA Women's World Cup doon po sa New Zealand. Dito, baligtad naman ang role. Bolden to Egisvik equals goal sa ating Stop and Pop ngayong linggo. At sa ating pong pagbabalik, ang ating makakausap, ang unang medalist sa Hangzhou Asian Games para sa Pilipinas, si Patrick Perez, at isa pong pagtampok sa head coach ng Batang Gilas, si Coach Joss Reyes. Abangan nyo rin ang ating live update mula sa Asian Games mula kay Carlo Pamintuan. Ito po ang Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Chooks to Go, at ng True Religion. Ang oras po natin, 8:58 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by M2T Drinks with Malunggay, Okra, and Luya, your natural source of electrolytes.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai Stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day. Plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Sherry.
Masarap. Malinis. friendliest store crew. At higit sa lahat, healthy. Ang bawat manok ay laki sa alaga, hindi sa gamot. Garantisado, zero antibiotics. And that's the Chooks experience. Kaya mag-Chooks to stay na, dito lang sa Chooks.
Pinarangalan ng PMAP bilang Radio Station of the Year, Radyo 5, True FM.
Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
May namiss ka bang mga shoot, pasa at hiyawan? Ngayon, hindi na! Dahil araw-araw mo nang mapapanood ang mga paborito mong sports program sa TV. Watch us on these channels. Free TV Channel 41, Signal TV Channel 6, Sky Cable Channel 59. One Sports! Ito ang go-to tambayan for your favorite sports programs. Dito ka na sa paboritong tambayan mo pagdating sa sports.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
25,000 watts ng totoong tunog ng FM radio.
Totoong pinalakas, totoong pinagtibay ng mga batikang mamamahayag sa paghahatid ng news,
Public service,
entertainment,
music,
information at inspiration para sa bawat kapatid, bawat Pilipino. Ito ang 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Naimbang bigat kada kayo amin, Apo, sa lahat po ng ating mga nakikinig sa San Esteban, Ilocos Sur, and of course, Salawag City. Magandang umaga din po, of course, sa Batangas City and sa San Pablo City. Nako, kasama na po natin, and I don't want to take up so much of his time. Alam ko, very busy. Pero kasama na po natin ang ating pong kaibigan and of course, ang TV5 Signal correspondent, walang iba kundi si Carlo Pamintuan live from Hangzhou sa Asian Games. Good morning, Carlo. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Com. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, alam ko that it's been a somewhat slow start for the Philippine team. Naghahanap pa rin tayo ng elusive gold medal. How is the mood in the Philippine team camp, Carlo, so far? Na ngayon ay wala pa rin tayong gold medal, and of course, medyo malayo pa doon sa performance natin sa Indonesia.
I think there's a bit of anxiety, frustration coming from some of the members of our national team kasi hindi makaisa di ba, Com? Alam naman natin yun yung mahirap kunin. When you get one, then everyone else becomes a little more confident.
Correct.
Di ba? Yung kumpiyansa ng lahat ng atleta. So we're hopeful that it will be today. That today is going to be the day na pwede na tayo makakuha ng gintong medalya. For everyone just to forget about the pressures of having to have a gold. Kasi malaki din yun. Parang pag nagko-compete ka and you feel like you have to win the gold kasi ikaw pa lang yung mananalo, it's hard to get it out of the way. So hopefully today's the day na makaisa na tayo and it just relieves the pressure on everyone else moving forward.
Of course, you're talking about EJ Obiena who will be playing today around 7 in the evening, no, Carlo? Around that time ang track and field?
That is correct, Com. Yan po yung oras ng kanyang event and everyone's just looking at him. Currently, EJ Obiena will be the focus ng
Have you talked to him? Have you talked to him? How is he? And is he feeling the pressure?
I have not been able to talk to him for this particular event, Com. But knowing EJ, aware naman lagi yan. There's always pressure, but he knows that he is here to perform and he always rises above it. Never naman po naging problema kay EJ yung pressure na binibigay natin sa kanya. Kasi hindi naman siya magiging number 2 pole vaulter in the world if he shied away from the kind of pressure that Filipino sports fans put on him.
Tama yan. Well, aside from EJ, of course, we're still hoping that there are other athletes that can produce the medals. Sino-sino to, Carlo, pwede pa nating abangan?
Of course, si Heidi Lin po magbubuhat na sa 59 kg in the weightlifting competitions. But the big difference now for Heidi is the preparation really is looking forward to the Paris Olympics. No, yan po yung path ng kanyang preparation. She could have settled for competing in the 55 kg division kung saan siya nanalo ng gintong medalya in the Olympic Games. But she decided to move up to start the process of moving up dahil hindi na po Olympic weight yung 55, 59 na yung Olympic weight. So she will be competing in that division and she will be going up against very strong contenders. No? Napakalalakas po ng mga kalaban ni Heidi, especially the entries from China and Chinese Taipei. Our 2 boxers are still in there. Sa kasamang palad, no, nabawasan na naman po tayo ng 2 boksingero kahapon, Nesty Petesio and John Marvin falling.
Natalo na rin ba si John Marvin, Carlo?
Natalo po siya kahapon via knockout in the first round.
Oh, wow.
It's a little tough to ask for a impressive performance coming from Marvin because it's too high a weight class for him. No? Nung umangat po si Yumir Marshall ng weight division, parang tinulak niya pataas si John Marvin. Kaya ang liit po ni John compared to the competitors dun sa kanyang bagong weight division at 92 kg. Normally nasa 80 lang siya. Kaya mahirap talaga na asahan na makakakuha siya ng medalya. But our 2 athletes, Yumir Marshall, still in there in the quarterfinals. Si Carlo Paalam po maglalaro mamaya in the round of 16. And we're hopeful na sila makapag-produce ng mga medalya. Because boxing was able to produce 3 medals in 2018. Isang silver, 2 bronze. Sana makamedalya yung 2 nating boksingero.
Oo, talagang yan naman ang medal machine ng ating Philippine team in any multi-sport event. Kaya sana nga kahit papaano makabalik ang ating boxing team. But talking about medals, of course, the most important medal para sa mga basketball fans ay ang medal sa basketball para sa Gilas Pilipinas. First of all, we heard that, and Coach Tim has openly talked about the injury ni Justin Brownlee playing around 80%. How is the injury, Carlo, from your reports?
It is visibly bothering Justin Brownlee, no?
Wow.
Especially if you saw the game against Thailand. There were about 5 to 7 shots that he would normally make in any game that he missed. So he's not getting the lift that he wants. But yun talaga eh. I mean, Coach Tim Con said it in the interview after the game against Thailand. Kung hindi daw gilas yung laro, hindi
lalaro.
Si Justin Brownlee, but he is just sucking it up. She's just trying to perform kasi ilalaban niya talaga because later would be a huge game against Jordan. Alam naman po natin, no, yung Jordan is well, number 1, a strong team. Tinalo natin sila in the Asian qualifiers in Amman, pero nanalo naman po sila nung naglaro tayo dito sa Philippine Arena for our last game of the qualifiers.
Right.
They have a better naturalized player in Ronde Hollis Jefferson, and it is for a big prize. You know, the winner of the matchup later will head straight into the quarterfinals. So yung ibig sabihin po niyan, makakaiwas ka dun sa mga pinakamalalakas na koponan instead of having to go to the qualifiers to the quarterfinals where you will meet up against the number 1 teams of the other group.
So meron pa yun. Because I wanted to ask you that, the implication of this game against Jordan. If we win, obviously we're going to be number 1 in our group. Who do we play? And if we lose, what are the consequences of that, Carlo? How gaano kahirap yung daan patungo sa semifinals or at least yung medal rounds?
Ito po I'm estimating because the games have not been over yet. Hindi pa tapos lahat. But by my estimation, kung matalo yung Gilas later, again, they will fall to the qualifiers to the quarterfinals. Right? So they will have to play another game against the number 3 team of another group, which will be Group D. The problem with that is, pagdating ng quarterfinals, yung kalaban mo is the number 1 team of Group A, which should be Iran. Yun
Okay.
po yung
Okay.
yun po yung bibigat
Okay.
dun sa path. I don't think qualifying to the quarterfinals will be too troublesome for
Oo, oo,
Gilas.
oo.
Even if they lose later, which we're hoping of course that they don't. But yung pag-iwas sa mga number one teams, I think
Oo, oo.
it's not having to face them, the likes of China and Korea and Iran. It's not having to face them until you have to in the
Yes, yes.
semifinals.
Oo, oo.
Yun po yung importante sa mga tournaments like the Asian Games.
Plus, given the fact that Brownlee is nursing an injury, the rest will certainly be helpful to him kaysa maglaro siya ng extra game dun sa tinatawag mo ngang qualifiers. How is the rest of the team? We've seen CJ picking up his game. Scotty has been definitely playing much, much better under Coach Tim Cohn and the rest of the squad. Ano ang nakikita mo, Carlo, dito na nagbago para sa Gilas Pilipinas?
Well, I think it's just mostly the opportunities for CJ Perez and Scotty Thompson. Kasi kung titingnan nyo po, compared to the World Cup team, you're missing the 35 minutes of Jordan Clarkson, and then you're missing the 20-ish minutes of RR Pogoy na nandun dun sa posisyon ni na Scotty Thompson at saka CJ Perez. So they're more involved. They have more opportunities, more time to show off their abilities. At yun naman yun eh. Those two were ready in the World Cup, but the thing is, they were, they played behind Jordan Clarkson.
Right,
Ganun lang po kasimple. And when it comes to Scotty and CJ, ito yung dalawang players na para talaga ma-maximize mo yung galing nila, kailangan binababad mo sila, di ba? They're not the type of player that you would play 3 minutes here and there and you expect them to score in double digits. They have to get their minutes to get going. Kaya ngayon, mas maganda yung naging performance ng dalawa here in the Asian Games as compared to how they played in the FIBA World Cup.
Before I leave, before I go to my final question, sino nakikita mong pinakamalakas sa basketball right now? Who has impressed you?
I think China is always going to be difficult to defeat here in China. Diba? Mahirap po talaga silang talunin. They might not travel that well when they're out of the country. They might have their own struggles, but China is really the top team right now. They're playing at a very high level. Japan did not send in their World Cup team, so it's not the same as the team that qualified.
What about Korea?
South Korea is always good. I mean, lagi naman pong ganyan. And yung South Korea gigil manalo dahil hindi nga po sila nakasali sa World Cup. So you know that they are hungry for success. They're hungry to reintroduce themselves to this level of competition. So I think that would be, some of the top teams. Iran is still good even if it's a little past their golden era.
Right.
No? Tapos na po tayo dun sa Hamed Haddadi era ng Iranian basketball. But the pipeline continues strong for Iran and they have been playing well also kahit na paminsan nakita natin nahihirapan against teams that they should be able to beat easily. Sa dulo nilalayuan na rin naman, nananambak pa rin yung Iran. So I think those are the top teams so far in the Asian Games.
As a parting shot here, Carlo, alam natin na ang isa sa mga goals ng POC is really to at least match, if not better, our last performance in Jakarta and Palembang, are 4 golds, 2 silvers, and I think 15 bronzes. Do you think kaya pa nating maabutan ito o mahabol itong ating performance?
I think it's going to be a tough grind, to be very honest. We were hoping for medals in skateboarding.
Right.
We were hoping for medals in esports, which we didn't get. Yung golf natin, nahihirapan din. I think Kim Mangrobang is currently in competition, but she is outside the podium position currently in her event. 4 medals, 4 golds might be a tough ask. Parang mahirap i-pinpoint talaga kung saan natin pwede, kung saan tayo paborito to win the gold. Of course, you always want the Filipino athletes to do well.
Yeah.
But we are not going to be favored in any event to get those 4 golds. I mean, for sure, yung mamaya with EJ Obiena, he is the favorite to pick up the gold. But after that, again, Heidi will still compete, but it's against a very tough field. Hindi na po katulad to ng 2018 where she just blitzed through the competition and no one could touch her in the 55 kilogram weight division. It could be done still. Naniniwala pa rin ako sa atletang Pilipino. I hope there will be some surprises along the way. But ganun na po yun. It will have to be a little bit surprising, which basically was the gold medal from golf, right? In 2018.
Yeah,
Nagulat din
that was
tayo.
the one. That was the surprise. That was the surprise.
Exactly. Nung nakapanalo ng 2 ginto yung ating golfing team, we just got the medals from Heidelin and Marjeline Didal back in 2018. Yun, parang ini-expect natin, but the golf were a happy surprise. So hopefully we get some of those in the latter half of the competitions here in China.
Well, sana masimula na nga today ni EJ Obiena. Everyone will be watching that later on. And of course, we're watching your coverage of the boxing matches, Carlo, and we look forward to a very good performance from Carlo Paalam. Carlo, maraming salamat. Let's keep in touch and stay safe. All the best sa'yo and the coverage team. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po. Thank you for having me.
Mga kaibigan, Carlo Pamintuan live from Hangzhou in China. An update sa ating 19th Asian Games performance ng Team Philippines. Again, let's hope for the best for the team. Wag po natin asahan. Alam nyo, ibang-iba talaga. Iba nilalaro ni Heidelin. Of course, nawala pa si Kaloyulo na sana pagkakataon natin makakuha rin ng medalya. But again, all of that falls into place. But again, the question will remain, ano ba ang programa talaga ng Philippine sports? And doon na lang ba tayo aasa sa ating mga atletang veterano? I think we also have to see kung ano po yung developmental plans ng lahat ng NSAs and of course ng Philippine Sports Commission para magawa natin ng mas malakas na paraan ang ating mga atletang magtagumpay sa international competitions. Alright, at this stage mga kaibigan, we are very lucky to have with us talking about winners and medalists in the 19th Asian Games. Ang una pong nagmedalya para sa Team Philippines diyang sa Hangzhou. Kasama po natin siya ngayon. He won in the individual Pumse sa Hangzhou. Walang iba kundi si Patrick King Perez. Magandang umaga, Pat. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning po everyone and good morning to our listeners din po.
Unang-una, congratulations are in order, Patrick, sa iyong napakagandang accomplishment, unang medalya ng Pilipinas. Anong pakiramdam na ikaw yung bumasag, na ikaw yung naging icebreaker ng Team Philippines, Patrick?
To be honest, hindi ko rin po inakala na ako po yung magiging first medal contributor for our country ho dahil alam ko may mga nauna pa ho mga athletes na nag-compete before me and it's an honor and a privilege as well to be parang maging head start for our Team Philippines po.
Oo. Kagaya nga kanina pinag-usapan namin ni Carlo, minsan yung unang medalyang yun, napakahalaga because then parang naramdaman ng mga atleta na kaya natin, ayan na, nagsimula na. And of course, yung gold medal. You won a gold medal sa Southeast Asian Games, Patrick. And of course now a bronze medal in the Asian Games. When you compare the level of competition at yung pinagdaanan mo dito, paano mo ihahambing, Patrick?
May malaking difference po talaga between yung SEA Games and yung Asian Games. Sa SEA Games po kasi tatlong SEA Games na po ako before I get my first gold din po. And this is my first Asian Games naman po. Yung level of preparations din mas dumoble po pagdating dito sa Asian Games. And yung level of competition is very high dahil knowing na Asia is one of the powerhouses in any kind of sport din ho. So talagang pang world-class performances din ho yung mga pinapakita po ng bawat athletes din po.
Lalo-lalo na sa taekwondo kung saan alam naman natin nagmula yan dito sa ating region. Sabi mo, nabanggit mo na iba rin yung paghahanda mo. Gaano katagal naghanda dito para sa Asian Games?
It's a long process din po. It's a year plan din ho. Since, last year pa ho namin pinaghahandaan po yun dahil knowing na after nga po ng SEA Games is Asian Games na po yung next big competition. So, from program po ng SEA Games, mas pina-level up pa po yung strength and conditioning din po, exercises, training, and na crossover trainings po kami with the LTSA gymnastics for my acrobatics since yung format po ngayon sa Asian Games na PUMSE is may required na acrobatic skill na rin.
Okay. Ano yan? First time yan? First time yan ganyan?
Yes po, for this Asian Games po. Dahil
Wow.
sa semifinals round, mayroon na po silang freestyle event.
Okay.
Oo, mas level up na rin po yung skills na kailangan po.
So in other words, kagaya niyan, yan, nakikita natin litrato, merong flips, merong kang jumps. Meron ka ng ibang kind of skill, ibang training for this particular I guess moves na ginawa mo dito sa PUMSE.
Yes sir, yes sir. For the freestyle event po kasi ngayon ng Asian Games, mas kailangan po siya ng mga complicated skills,
Wow.
jumping,
Oo.
parang kailangan ko ng mga creativity din na rin po when it comes to choreography and your music choice din po for your freestyle event po.
I see. So talagang nagbabago na, nag-evolve ang competitions and it becomes a lot more tougher. Well, again, alam natin lahat ng atleta, they draw inspiration, they draw motivation from something. Ikaw, Patrick, where do you draw your inspiration para ikaw makakuha ng podium finish dito sa Asian Games?
Biggest inspiration ko po is my family din po. Knowing na I came also from an athletic family din po.
Okay.
Player din po yung mom ko and
Ng taekwondo?
my tita din po. Yes po. Way back in the 1993, 95 and 97 games din po. So,
lumaban din
po,
sila sa SEA Games?
Yes po. Yes po.
Wow. Oh.
So from there po, parang sila yung motivate and inspire ho sa akin to enter this kind of field din po.
Well, a lot of people want to know more about Patrick King Perez. Kailan ka ba nagsimula sa taekwondo?
I started at the age of 3. Yes po. Dahil my mom was my first coach.
Okay.
So doon po ako nag-start. Dinadala niya lang po ako sa gym niya. Dahil na po mapag-iwanan dito sa bahay. So dinadala niya po ako sa gym. And there, the rest is history na po.
Meron ka bang mga kapatid na naglalaro din?
Only child po.
Only child ka. So talagang bit-bit ka ng mami mo at nakikita mo yung training na ginagawa niya nung panahon na siya'y nagko-compete. Do you play other sports outside of taekwondo?
As a hobby po, yes. I also play volleyball.
Volleyball. Oo. Well, aside from the fact na nakita mong ang mom mo na naglalaro, bakit taekwondo? Ano nagustuhan mo sa taekwondo?
To be honest po, taekwondo kasi complete package. In a sense na it teaches discipline. Well, all sports tinuturo naman po yun. Pero iba po kasi yung discipline, yung principles, and yung belief din ho kasi sa taekwondo. And lalo-lalo na po sa PUMSE, it's age-friendly po dahil sa category po namin, kahit mga 40 years old or
Pwede
over
pa rin.
65, pwede pa
Pero
mag-compete.
ngayon na may mga flips na ganyan, sa tingin mo ba kahit medyo matanda na, kaya pa rin?
Sa World Championships po kasi yung freestyle event, meron po silang over 17 category. So wala pong age limit po doon. As long as kaya and you can do the required skills, you can compete naman po.
Well, many of the athletes do particular events and sports because of physical fitness, because of their competitive nature. Ikaw, how has taekwondo helped you as a person, Patrick?
May malaking improvement din po siya for myself, and also it helped me a lot, like proper time management, kasi nga po as a student athlete din kailangan ipa-prioritize also yung academics, kailangan i-prioritize yung physical and mental health para pag-perform ng maayos po on the training, and then para pagdating ng competition, mas level up na po yung performance.
All right. In your young career, sabi mo nga first Asian Games mo pa to, marami ka pang pwedeng salihan muli na Asian Games and of course SEA Games. Ano ba ang personal goals mo at ano ang ultimate goal mo sa iyong paglalaro ng taekwondo?
Ultimate goal po is to play for the Olympics.
In the Olympics. All right.
Represent the Philippines in the Olympics, lalo na po sa PUMSED. Ang alam ko po is nagpa-plan pa lang po silang ipasok ang Olympics.
Hindi pa siya Olympic sport. Oo, hindi pa.
Po. By the year 2028, after po nitong Paris. So, hopefully by that time, makapag-compete pa din.
Yan.
Yes po.
Yan ang maganda, yung long-term planning. Oo, why
Yes
not?
po.
Oo.
And also to get the gold medal for the World Championships din po next year po.
All right. That's another very, very lofty goal. Napakaganda. And alam naman natin na pag pumasok yung taekwondo sa Olympics, maraming pagkakataong maibibigay yan sa Pilipinas. So what's next for you after this Asian Games, Patrick?
After po nitong Asian Games, lilipad po ako ulit together with my team and coaches po ngayong November sa Korea for World Taekwondo Muju Challenge. And after po na November is preparation po ulit for the IMAG naman next year.
IMAG, yes. Oo.
Yes po,
Oo.
February. And then after po ng IMAG ng February is yung World Championships naman po namin around April or May. And then pagdating ko ng June, may Asian Championships. So, continuous pa rin ang training. Fully book po tayong lahat.
Fully book. Ang ganda nun. So, paano pag-aaral mo? Nag-aaral ka pa ba?
Graduating student na po. Waiting na po ako for my confirmation for the ceremony.
Anong eskwelahan ka, Patrick?
From the De La Salle University, Manila po.
Wow, all right. Animo Lasal. Nakakatuwa at well, congratulations sana nga makuha mo na yung confirmation mo and of course, congratulations sa patuloy mong pagbigay ng karangalan sa ating bansa. You know, I was talking to Carlo. Ayan, yung medalya. Pakita natin, mga kapatid. Nakita po niya yung medalya. Nakabalot ba yan? Ano ba yan? Nakabalot ba yan? Talagang ganyan yan.
Ito po yung design niya po. Front design.
Talaga? Wow, kakaiba.
Water-inspired.
Yes. Oo, very nice. Oo.
The background yung
Galing.
logo po na
Maganda ba ang Hangzhou? Maganda ba ang Hangzhou?
Yes, sir. Super ganda po and super linis and masasabi ko pong super high-tech din po.
Oo nga daw because well, of course, Alibaba daw is stationed there kaya naman talagang futuristic city ang Hangzhou. All right. Well, before I let you go, alam mo, hindi pa tayo nakakakuha ng gold medal. You were the first to win a medal for the Philippines. Sana today si EJ Obiena makakuha ng ating unang gold. Anong pakiramdam mo? Kaya pa ba nating dumami pa at ano ang mensahe mo sa ating mga atleta?
Kayang-kaya ho natin makuha po ang gold medal and anybody has a chance and hopefully po i-continue natin ang support and prayers po natin hanggang sa magpara Asian Games din po dahil alam ko binubuhos ho ng bawat atleta ang Pilipino ang puso, ang kanilang katawan at isip din po to serve our country po.
Talaga. And ako nakikita ko yan sa inyong lahat. Saludo ako sa lahat ng atleta. Hindi nyo kasalanan ang mga problema ng Philippine sports. Alam ko kayo, binubuhos lamang ninyo ang inyong kaya at sana nga masuportahan hindi lamang ng ating mga kababayan kundi lahat ng ating mga sports leaders ang ating mga Pilipinong atleta. Patrick, congratulations muli. Proud kami sa iyo and all the best sa iyong career sa taekwondo. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po.
Mga kaibigan, ang ating unang medalist sa Asian Games, si Patrick King Flores. Naku, ganyan po talaga ang ating mga atleta. Andyan ho ang puso Talagang gusto nilang manalo para sa atin. Nasa sa atin na pong mga leaders ng palakasan ng sports. NSAs, PSC, POC, kung paano po nating susuportahan. And of course, the private sector at ang buong whole of government approach. Ang atleta po, lagi natin tinatawag na bayani, bagong bayani. Pero kumustahin po natin ang budget? wala naman hong naibibigay. Mas malaki pa napupunta sa confidential budget. Alright, bago po tayo bago po natin ipasok ang ating ilalagay sa In the Spotlight, isa po na pong pagbalik tanaw this week in sports history.
Power and Play with Com Noli Iyala.
September 29, 1977 or 46 years ago, naitala ang pinakaunang babaeng referee sa isang boxing heavyweight match. Wow! Yan si Eva Shane, ring judge sa bakbakang Muhammad Ali at Ernie Shavers. Si Shane naabisuhan daw ilang oras lang bago ang laban. Panalo via unanimous decision si Ali diyan. Bukod sa makasaysayang pag-referee sa heavyweight championship, nag-officiate din sa libo-libong boxing bouts si Shane bago magretiro noong 1998. Eva Shane becomes the first female heavyweight championship referee this week in sports history. Wow! Nakakatuwa, no? Ang ating mga kababaihang mga atleta as well as officials. Talaga pong malaking bagay ang ating women sa sports. Alright, before we bring you our next guest, I'd like to thank, of course, all of the sponsors who continue to support and help us here sa Power and Play. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Unahin ko na po ang Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Sa ganitong babago-bago ang panahon, mga kapatid, sobrang init tapos biglang uulan. Kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang, ang alam kong di kalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Thank you! Cherry Tiggo 5X Pro Hybrid. Elevate your driving experience with the all-new Cherry Tiggo 5X Pro Hybrid, where sustainability meets functionality. Get ready to embark on a journey of fuel efficiency and power like never before. Imagine cruising down the road with the impressive 1.5 turbocharged engine paired with a cutting-edge 48-volt hybrid system. This dynamic duo not only delivers exhilarating performance, but also slashes fuel consumption effectively, making each mile a step towards a greener planet. The all-new Cherry Tiggo 5X Pro Hybrid is also equipped with a 10.25-inch capacitive touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, full LED headlights, and double-row daytime running lights for improved road visibility, auto trunk release, 6 supplemental restraint system airbags, and a quiet cabin for more peaceful Cherry drives. To learn more about the all-new Cherry Tiggo 5X Pro Hybrid, visit Cherry Auto Philippines website at www.cherryauto.ph or visit your nearest Cherry dealership.
Thank you!
Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Subukan ang kanilang pinakabagong oven roasted chicken na mas pinasarap dahil sa nag-uumapaw na flavorful chicken juice. Harissa roast, sweet roast at pepper roast ang kanilang mga variants. Subukan din ng Chooks, your first dine-in restaurant. Chooks to stay ng Chooks to Go. Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan.
Thank you!
True Religion is in the Philippines, where passion meets power. Experience it firsthand. For your best style choices, visit True Religion at Conrades Maison Mall of Asia Complex, Resorts World Manila, and Hacienda Designer Outlet, Silang, Cavite. Visit their newest branch at Grand Wing, Newport City, Resorts World Manila. True Religion, where passion meets power.
Thank you!
Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. First booking nyo, use promo code JRMC Taxi, 50% off on your first MC Taxi ride. Ano pa hinihintay nyo? Download the Joyride Super App on Google Play Store and App Store for safe, affordable, quality, and fast rides. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo.
Thank you!
Elms Seafood Paluto, the latest offering of the Elms Resto Bar Group, located at Unit 2 ground floor, Calle Bistro, Ever Commonwealth, Quezon City. Enjoy their delectable seafood menu in a relaxed casual dining atmosphere for your salo-salo seafood meal. Elms Seafood Paluto.
Thank you!
Skin, your face and body anti-aging center with branches at Alabang Town Center and Green Hills, San Juan. For your skin assessment and treatment schedule, please call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886.
Thank you.
ASEA Subic Beach Resort. Experience the getaway that you deserve and dive into limitless happenings, rejuvenating experiences, and gastronomic adventures. ASEA Subic Beach Resort.
Thank you.
M2T Drink with Malunggay, Okra, and Luya. Drink your gulay and fuel up on energy with M2T Drink, your natural source of electrolytes.
Thank you.
And of course, Power and Plays powered by Smart. Live more today.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat po on our 6th year. Patuloy na lumalaki ang pamilya ng Power and Play. Alright, at this point, it's time to put our special guest in the focus and in the spotlight.
Power and Play with Com Noli Iyala.
Siya po ang head coach ng Batang Gilas or yung youth team ng Pilipinas. And recently, bagamat hindi sila pumasok sa podium finish, sila po ay nag-qualify sa FIBA Under-17 World Cup na gaganapin next year sa Turkey with a strong 4th place finish dun po sa FIBA Asia Under-16 Championship. Ito po ang ating feature with Coach Josh Reyes. At kasama na po natin, walang iba kundi ang champion coach ng Batang Gilas, walang iba kundi si Coach Josh Reyes. Magandang araw, Coach. Thank you for joining us this morning sa Power and Play.
Magandang umaga. I'm happy to finally be able to join you. And it's an honor, and I hope there'll be many more to come.
Alam mo, Coach, una-una, I guess first things in order, congratulations on a wonderful championship. Historic one para sa ating koponan with all the achievements that went along the way dun sa FIBA Under-16 Championship that has qualified the Philippines to the World Cup. I know it may not have been the podium finish, but still a historic championship. How satisfying is that, Coach? Na bagamat hindi tayo podium, meron pa rin tayong na-achieve na pambihira.
Well, it's especially, I guess, significant, this one, especially for these group of boys, as coming in as the second smallest team in the tournament.
No.
A lot of people really did not give us a chance, especially if you're there in Qatar and people start to watch. It's really tough to give us a chance to even win several games, much less against the top teams like Korea and Japan. However, when we started everything, we knew that would be the challenge. So we started very early. I believe in the history of the youth program, this particular team, this particular campaign started very early, over 5 months in advance. And I think that's our advantage. We were able to develop habits along the way, and really put in everything we need to put in, and everything became instinctive to this team. And really that's our goal. Rather than focusing on the results or of winning and losing, we wanted to have a goal to, number one, be the most fundamentally sound team, and to actually come in there and perform as a team. And then whatever the results would just be the byproduct of that.
I'm gonna go into the lineup a little later, but alam ko tama ka. You this journey was pretty long. Nagsimula ito, of course, from Siaba all the way to FIBA Asia, and of course it has not ended because next year you'll still go to the World Cup. What has been the most challenging part of the journey, Coach Josh?
It's just the tough decisions we had to make along the way, because in our country, in our basketball country, there are a lot of talented kids who really in their own right deserve spots in the team. But it's a numbers game. We can only field in 12, and in the very important build up to the tournament, we cannot really accommodate too much because that will sacrifice the focus of each training session or each practice. So these tough decisions really are the challenge. And then of course logistics. Kids have school,
Tama.
they have to work through Manila traffic. They have school, they have practices. But majority of our players are from Lasal Zobel, and
Malayo.
our practice, ang practice natin sa Meralco Gym. So really, at the time, almost each time they have to travel to practice almost 2 to 2.5 hours every time.
Wow.
So all these things we have to take into account. That couple that with the our boys coming from abroad who actually sacrificed a couple of our guys, Paul Diao and Edwin Morales from Siaba already decided to stay just to cut, just to save money and cut costs of
So hindi na sila nag-aral? Hindi na sila nag-aral?
Hindi na sila nag-uwi, so they ano na sila, nag-online na lang because of the cost of the airline tickets that they have to do. So, yun, marami tayong binalance.
I heard that over 100 na nag-try out, and of course you cut it down slowly to a batch until you had the final 18 and of course that final 12. And sabi mo nga kanina, you were the second smallest team. When I looked at your lineup and when it was listed in the SBP link, you had 8 guards, 3 forwards, and 1 center, with your tallest man going at about 6'5", I think, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, you were height challenged, and you said kanina maraming doubters. What was the thought process in the construction of the team, Coach Josh?
It's just really, that, like you said, the challenge of putting forward the best team possible. Not necessarily the best collection of talent, but the team or the composition of players that will work well together with the vision of how we wanted to play. We had tall kids who tried out, but I believe with your experience as well, Com, if you are just if you are 6'8" or 6'7" and you are raw, being 6'8" really is not that big when you go to FIBA Asia. Yeah, it's not that big. If you're 6'10" or 7 feet, then you can be raw and make
correct.
So now we have some raw 6'8", 6'7" players. They will develop along the way. I really believe that in the future that they will make an impact in Philippine basketball. Just not right now for this particular squad.
Did you think that it was a gamble for you? Sumugal ka on that particular mindset na sige na, basta kung ano yung can play together kahit maliit. Anyway, magandang chemistry and they're already more mature in their game. Was better than playing a taller lineup. In other words, that was a decision by purpose and not by force of circumstance.
For sure, it's a decision by purpose. Because it would be a gamble either way, whether I go taller or smaller. So I just believe that if it's a gamble either way, we go to what we believe in, what would work the best in terms of how the team would play. So it really did not matter to the coaching staff whether we were smaller or bigger. What mattered was, which group of players would play better, basically. So if it will be the taller kids, then that would be ideal. But it just so happened that it was this particular group. Okay, yeah.
I want to ask you about that because, you did very well, of course, in Siaba. We swept that. Wala tayong problema dyan because, at that level, talaga namang malakas ang Gilas. When you went to FIBA Asia just this September, and your first game, natalo tayo sa China, and again, you mentioned in your interviews that talagang very height, malaki yung height disparity, and that was one of the reasons why we lost to China. Did you feel more pressure that perhaps yung decision mo was a mistake, or you felt that okay lang ito, we're still okay, we're good? And how did your team compensate, Coach?
Yeah, I felt that in terms of added pressure because of the decisions, I believe no, there wasn't any added pressure or doubt with the decision of the players because we went like I said, we it was performance based, and this is the group of kids who can rebound the best, whether they're smaller or taller or whatnot. This was the kids in this particular batch that can defend, play the system, and rebound the best. Doesn't matter if they're smaller or not. So with China, it was the same challenge that we knew that it would be an uphill climb to rebound against these teams, and and it's really not possible to replicate that kind of competition in our practices in terms of that kind of length. But in that game, we really saw how all our boys tried and succeeded in executing our defensive rules and defensive fundamentals. We were able to move the ball, hang around a little bit, so that gave us confidence that hey, we have something here. That if we can just figure out how to rebound and finish the defense, we can figure it out. Then lalaban tayo, and that's the whole theme for the whole 5 months. If we can find ways to rebound, then we know we can compete.
In other words, talagang while there was medyo maliit tayo, ang talagang focus was kahit maliit, ni-rebound tayo. That was really the intention. And you did that very well against Kazakhstan. You beat Kazakhstan handily. You beat Malaysia handily. And then that big game that was set up against Korea. Now, Coach, I want to ask you about that. May mga nababalitaan ako that Korea actually wanted to play us because they lost to Jordan in their group, in Group C. And I heard that some Korean players na magagaling, yung kanilang ginagamit ng matagalan, hindi masyadong naglalaro nung laban sa Jordan. Did you, what are your thoughts on that? Is that true? Did you get that feeling as well na tayo talaga ang pinili ng Korea?
After the first game of Korea versus New Zealand, it was all eyes were on that game. So it was a toughly contested match. I already knew that whoever would lose in that game, most likely makakalaban namin. Especially if it was Korea, because not so much that they would choose us, it was for them to avoid Australia in the quarterfinals.
Yun.
Kasi kung sino yung second place sa group nila, would face Australia in the quarterfinals. So they wanted to get to be the third in their group so that iwas sila sa Australia. They would face either Iran or Japan. And that was our goal as well. We wanted to make sure that we can get either first or second place so that we would be in that position.
Correct.
So we knew for a fact that, they wanted to be in that spot. Not so much to play us na kami yung sinisip nila kaya-kaya. Just so as to have a better chance in the quarterfinals.
All right.
So, yes, that's true. If you watch a Korean Jordan game, it's not a game it's not a game that's valuable to scout. So
talagang
so we based it on other information,
Correct. It was different. They played just a different way.
Very different.
All right, but was it alam naman natin and that is very well known na ang Pilipinas has had problems. The youth teams has had problems with the Korean youth squad. In fact, maybe out of the last 9, I think, or something like that, games ng ating Gilas youth, hindi tayo manalo-nalo. Was there an added motivation to unang-una that we have not beaten Korea? And secondly, Coach, what did you do differently from the other perhaps 8 or 9 games in the past against Korea?
First of all, I did not know that we haven't beaten Korea ever in the history of youth.
Talaga?
So so di ko alam kung
so hindi mo sinabanggit yan? Hindi mo binabanggit sa
Hindi ko nabanggit yun. What we were able to talk about is how Korea had the gall and the confidence to choose who to face.
Yeah.
And it just so happened it was in direct light to us that they were willing to gamble facing us just to have a better position. But And throughout the tournament, um, the theme was respect, is respecting the game and earning respect. And that was when I invited Gabe Dorwood to talk to the squad kasi nagkataon na nasa Doha rin siya. That was the theme of all his talks. So we just piggyback through that. And we use the theme of respect against Korea, whether us demanding respect and how everybody should respect what we're doing and respect the game. And I guess the biggest difference, like I said, was because we were able to start early. Our defensive rules and fundamentals were really, really in play. So we knew that whatever Korea threw at us, we were ready. And when
All
we
right.
did everything on our build up, we had Korea and Japan in mind. So much so that the zone that we employed, was Korea zone because we were practicing against it so much, and that we were able to really do it well in practice, that we had confidence to do it in games. So we knew that we had things covered, and just so happened that this was the game that number one, we dominated the rebounding for the
Right.
first time ever. Even in our tune-up games here in Manila, in our build-up, even in Siaba, it was the one game that we absolutely dominated the boards, and it also helped that the shots fell. We had a
Well,
huge percentage, but and with that combined with how we play, how we move the ball, and how we execute our defense, it just the one game that everything came together.
no. Well, 57 to 35 edge on rebounding, 12 triples
Mm,
that day, and of course 15 points in the second quarter alone from threes, and that really put the
mm,
separation. Again, that was a big win. Because sabi mo nga, you did not know na hindi pa tayo nanalo against Korea Youth. But obviously after that, many many things came out na nanalo na rin sa wakas, natapos na yung curse of Korea. But then, you still had another quarterfinal game that was bigger. And that's what I was saying. No, there was a roller coaster here. You had to get out of the group, then you had to face the Korean curse, and you did it. And then you had to beat Japan. Papaano yun, coach? How did you keep the boys grounded, but at the same time getting them more motivated? Parang sobrang taas. Now you gotta stay a little low and get them up again. How was that? How did the boys respond to that?
it was not difficult for this group because like I said, when we were preparing, all sides were on the quarterfinals, and we knew that we had to win back-to-back games. If we were going to get number one in group, we had to win back-to-back games. So after the Korea game, you can see it if you watch the replay. Um, the team did not really celebrate that hard. So before the buzzer sounded, we reminded everybody to keep their edge because this is not the game that the next game is the key game or the most important one. So and and like I said, preparing for Japan was just natural. It was just like any other practice because the key to winning against Japan was the same keys in our Korea game and our previous games. It's about executing our defensive rules and defensive fundamentals. And we were able to do this. We were successful in this, and we were able to keep our preparation simple because of our long build up, because of everything, because of the months of work before these two games.
So
And I. Mhm.
Coach, you go back to that all the time. Yung long build up ninyo, the long preparations. Of course, we can't help but compare it to how the past national teams also had very short time preparing. Pero kayo, you had that luxury.
Yes, yeah.
You have seen its success. Do you think that this will also be the key to your potential good showing? Let's not wag na tayo sumuntok sa buwan na tayo papasok sa quarterfinals ng World Cup. But at least a very decent showing sa World Cup. Are you also calling for a long preparation and maybe the key to any national basketball team?
Yes, for sure. There's real value in preparation. Like I said, instead of scrambling and trying to learn new things or trying to teach the team new things from game to game in the tournament,
Yeah.
we just rely on what we've worked on and what we've built, and that's that's
Oo.
that's crucial. We have confidence in that. Secondly, of course, the number one goal right now is how to enable our squad to really prepare the way we want to prepare for the World Cup. We cannot treat the World Cup as just the reward and just being there and being happy, because masasayang lang lahat nung na-build namin. Masasayang lang lahat nung, everything that we've worked for, the growth of each individual of this team. So we have to go through the process of preparing our best and prepare for a long time, because like you said, you hit it on the nail. We want to be able to play properly, to compete and play the right way, and whether we win or lose, we want to be able to put our best foot forward. And the only way we can do that is prepare with ample time.
Well, there were successes at every level. Of course, sabi ko nga, while we did not make it to the podium, still the success of just barging into the World Cup and being part of that, the group of countries there will be, obviously a big reward for all the hard work of the boys. And on a personal note, Coach, and I want to ask you, of course, marami rin syempre ikaw naririnig about you and your handling of this team. I want to ask you about this because obviously, this was coming from the heels of our World Cup performance in Manila. And your dad was an integral part of that. And of course, he decided to step down after the World Cup. Marami nagsasabi, this was a performance by you of stepping out of the shadows of Coach Chot. Was that a personal motivation or an added burden for you, Coach Josh?
Well, it would always be it would always be something. I cannot sit here and truthfully tell you that everything that's happening around, all the negativity doesn't matter. It does, because we are human beings, and we live through it every day. However, especially with this squad, I just want the narrative to be all about how the boys work. Because after we qualified, there's a lot of narrative of like stepping out of the shadow or proving people wrong. That wasn't the goal. That wasn't the goal of this team. The goal of this team really was playing well and playing well together and playing the right way and representing the Philippines. And I really believe that the focus should be how all these young players sacrificed and prepared, and they were able to perform when they needed to perform. And and like you said, in terms of qualifying for the World Cup, it's just that because of all the social media attention nowadays, it's getting pumped up a little bit. But really, this is in my 4 years being involved in Batangilas, I've already qualified for 3 World Cups.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's because the landscape right away parang naiiba. So I mean,
tanong ko very quickly, do you feel that you get enough credit for what you've done in that last 4 years, Coach?
It's hard. It's difficult for me to answer that. I just say I put in the work. What I want to say though, does this make the other groups of young players less special? I want to say no. I know after the pandemic, the first batch of youth squads, we got to the quarterfinals, but both times fell short. I know there were a lot of criticisms there, but if you see the whole body of work coming from the pandemic, and these guys just tried their best to come together despite the shorter time, because it's not their fault. Number one, it's not their fault. It's not SPT's fault. It's not the kids' fault. It's just because of the circumstances. We just really did our best to prepare well despite of the challenges coming out of the pandemic. In terms of these kids being able to just come together, I thought they did a good job, and I don't think that their efforts are less than the efforts of this squad that eventually made it to the World Cup.
Alright mga kaibigan, yan po ang ating panayam kay Coach Josh Reyes ng Batang Gilas. Sinabi niya dun sa bandang dulo na lamang, naubusan rin tayo ng oras, na yung pong team na yan ay maaaring manatili, although he does not discount the possibility na magdadagdag pa sila, but it may be the team that will go to the World Cup in in Turkey next year. So again, ang key po dun sinabi niya, long-term preparation. Ganun din ang sinabi ni Patrick King Perez, yung ating medalist sa taekwondo. Sana po yan ay maging aral sa ating lahat na ang tagumpay po, ang paglalakbay sa tagumpay ay hindi madalian. Hindi po ito biglaan. Ito po ay kailangan na matagal na paghahanda para po tayo makakuha ng sustainable success for Philippine sports. Alright, bago tayo magtapos, gusto ko lang pong i-announce lahat ng mga nanalo ng ating mga promos dito po, yung Joyride Top Up promo. Ang mga nanalo po ng 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits, Izel Pulieza, Melanie Villanueva, Azzy Sagara, Fatty Dunuan at si Julius Rubang. Congratulations once again. At kayo po ay mananalo ng 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits. Yung nanalo naman last week nung ating pong limited aqua flask mula sa Joyride na nagsama po na gumawa ng kanyang creative picture at nung kanyang hashtag. Labas nga natin Santi, na winner last week ng ating aqua flask promo ng Joyride. Yan, si Elizabeth Tariman, ayun, at ma'am pala ang nanalo Congratulations, you win a Joyride aqua flask. Next week kasama na yung mismong driver or rider na mananalo din ng aqua flask. At dun po naman sa ating M2T Drinks na nagbigay ng kanilang komentaryo sa ating pinupulsuhan ngayong araw po ito. Ano ba nagugustuhan nyo sa Gilas, Pilipinas? Ito po yung ating mga napili. Unang-una si Ryan Anthony Pajaro. Yan, sabi niya, teamwork and more patience on their place. Jordan team will be the acid test for Gilas. Yung sumunod naman si Michael John. Sabi niya, mas maganda ikot ng bola at mas may chemistry si JB sa team at coach. And finally, si Rolly Emaas Esperida. Sabi niya magandang chemistry kahit saglit lang nagsasama-sama. Tsaka di lang kay Brownlee nakapokus ang opensa. Ganda ng ikot ng bola. Yung consistency lang in 40 minutes kasi may time na pag may meltdown sila siguro napapagod din. Congratulations! Kayo po ay makakakuha ng M2T drinks mula sa Nature Earth with malunggay, okra, and gulay. Alright, that'll do it for us. Mamaya po, UAAP opening, and of course, pagdasal po natin ng lahat ng atletang Pilipino, lalong-lalo na si EJ Obiena at si ang Gilas at ang Pilipinas mamaya sa kanilang mga laro. Alright mga kapatid, thank you for joining us this Saturday. Again, lagi po natin sinasabi dito sa Power and Play, tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit at sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH Teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po. Happy Sports Weekend mga kapatid! More power, more play!
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at magpapatalo, ipag-iwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Manila. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino. Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman